time for the ride home in ENC.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
This is your 5 o'clock drive with Patrick Johnson.
Holy mackerel!
More news, more interviews, more ECU stories than you can shake a stick at. Hey, stop shaking that stick. This is the Patrick Johnson Show.
Pirates win! Pirates win!
On 94.3 The Game.
All right, hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Patrick Johnson Show. On this Monday, 18th day of August, a day that, for me, will live in a little infamy, but great to have you along with us here for the ride here on this Monday. I guess we're a week away from the kiddos starting school back here locally. We're latter part of the week, mid to latter part of the week, all the students are going to move back and move into ECU, and you can already tell that they're around Greenville. So we welcome you in after the weekend that was. I guess maybe at least as far as ENC goes, if you don't count the Panthers and what we saw and what I heard from them on Saturday didn't seem like football, but it'll be one of our last weekends. In fact, our last weekend this past weekend without like some kind of high school or ECU related football on the airwaves. And I understand this year, Pilk, we're going to have Philip Durrett Pilkington, ladies and gentlemen, is with us today. Pilk, I understand we're going to have the Duke Coaches Show on 94.3 The Game. Panther Talk's going to be on 94.3 The Game this season.
Yeah, I think.
Did you know this, or you seem befuddled? You seem like this is news to you.
It had been talked about. I don't really get put in those decision makings just because that's above my pay grade. But it had been talked about, and I think the reason they were originally wanting to keep it on TIB, the Panther Talk, because that's what it is. That's where Panthers play.
Well, breaking news
but
for you.
On top of it, TIB's talk. It's not sports, so trying to keep sports on the sports station there, and better than some of the craziness that Fox Sports gives us in the PM hours.
Okay. Well, there you have it. And then a week from tonight is the first ECU Inside ECU Athletics show with Blake Harrell from Tiebreakers. A week from tonight, 6 o'clock. All right. Got a couple other things to tell you about here. We're going to do so Media Day was Saturday.
Yep.
And we're going to do some interviews or air some interviews from Media Day. You looked at me very odd when I said Inside ECU Athletics. Why was that, Pilk?
I thought you were going to give more news. Are you hosting it again? Do we know? You were just like,
no, as far as I know, I'll be back.
I was going to say, I was told
like you didn't hear anything.
No, I mean, I figured you were going to be back, but I thought it was going to be catch. You like to do promos when you can, and I thought it was going to be catch Patrick Johnson and Blake Harrell next Monday at 6 o'clock from Inside Pirate Athletics at Tigers, and you were just casually, yeah, well, it starts again next week. This is the most nonchalant you've ever announced something that you're going to be a part of.
Is that right?
Yes.
Well, it's next week, and Coach Harrell will be there, and I'm sure we'll have other great guests, and we'll start the season to get you ready for the NC State season opener with the Pirates and the Pack. You just look very strange about the whole thing.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
It would concern me. Another show showing up while your show is going on, too. Fox Radio and you at the same time, according to the always anonymous text. Well, of course, it's a day that ends in Y. And it's the Patrick Johnson show, so we can't have everything run correctly. It's just the PJ show, which we're coming up on the 7-year anniversary. 113 right now in Vegas. That's where my parents are, out in Vegas.
Hope the coach is having fun there. I mean, Dom came back not fried. I have seen Dom since he got back, and he did not die of heat stroke or heat exhaustion. So hopefully the coach and Mrs. Johnson can have the same luck Dom had.
Well, they say obviously it's not human.
Yeah, I've been there when it was
Doesn't
about
bother my
115.
mom, I think. Yeah. All right, where was I? I lost stuff here looking at all these notes and stuff. Rose football. There's something else that's coming up this week. Rose Rapids back on 94.3 The Game for the most part this season. There'll be a couple of conflicts, I'm sure. It is presented by the law office of C. Scott Kirk, also brought to you by Discount Auto Inc. on Memorial Boulevard. First Bank, Greenville, Washington, and all over the Carolinas. Sam Pollard, heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical. Meridian Park Apartments on Arlington Boulevard. All right. Let's see. I'll be with Stephen Walter. Stephen Walter is going to be our analyst this year for that. And the dates that I cannot make, we'll have Pilker Dom fill in, and we'll have the first one of those coming up in a couple of weeks. All right. What else? Tomorrow on the program, Blake Harrell will be with us. We'll have an interview with him. So Blake Harrell and the P-Man one-on-one tomorrow. Amanda Kristovich on Wednesday from Sports Business Journal, and then we'll have Joe Giglio on Thursday, it looks like now. And then Will Bland, and we'll have another high school-related guest on Friday. So that's what the week is looking like from here on out. Any other? Let's see. This guy's messaging me again. Fixed now. Okay, just me. Thank you, Tommy, for that. Appreciate you letting me know. Tommy letting me know on Messenger that we're good to go now. All right. Let's see. Well, let's do the 5 things. Let's do that.
This may very well be our last mission. Let's make it count.
This is the Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
It's impossible.
Now some stories you may have heard.
Ready?
Or catch it for the first time. This is your 5 at 5 with the P-Man.
All right. I have something here. We have prepared material because I'll never get you to do it. So here we go. Number 1. There we go.
There we go. Hey, I asked for it. But here we go. Number 1, as PJ's soundbite just announced, Blake Harrell during media days went.
Took me 15 minutes to do this over the week. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm not going to say anything. Just go ahead. Go ahead.
Blake Harrell, during his media availability at ECU Media Days, talked about what he and the staff, what policies they have implemented to try and get the players to bond a little more off of the football field.
Dinner, we didn't have our cell phones, and you're just recreating some things that we used to take for granted. You know, you'd go to preseason camp and you'd stick them all in a dorm room, and they all be in the same dorm. Well, when they're not playing football, they're back in the dorm with each other and hanging out and enjoying each other's company. So we kind of recreated that at dinner this year, just taking their cell phones away and just have some time for them to fellowship and enjoy each other. And I think that saw us grow closer as a unit and as a group. You know, we still got a lot of things to improve on the field, but I think if you can start that as your foundation, you're in a good place to start out with.
You know, I think the thing that separates Blake Harrell from other coaches, the thing that separates this ECU program in its current form and its current leadership, other than from other programs, is none of this team building, team bonding, families. It's not lip service. You know, everybody talks about that, and we're in a transactional world in college athletics, but we're not. No, look, it's every man for himself at the end of the day. So, look, it's the things like the dinners and those bowling nights and these other things that you're doing, these team bonding moments and exercises that build chemistry. It's the things that when you win games on Saturday and Thursdays and Saturdays, you go back and a lot of it is because of things like this. So kudos to Blake Harrell. He gets it. Tremendous there. And look, that kind of chemistry wins during the regular season.
It does. Look.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, you build it a little bit through the conditioning and the tough times, but in order to take it to that next level, you've got to do above and beyond. And I think you're right. That's where this team is different than maybe some other teams across the country.
Number 2.
I like that. All right. Last night, East Carolina soccer got their first result under new coach Emily Busilla, and it was against the former coach Gary Higgins. We talked to both Coach Busilla and Coach Higgins after the game, and here's what Coach Higgins said on returning to Greenville.
It means a lot. Obviously, this industry's pretty crazy and things happen, but I love my time here. I love building relationships with those people, and I hope those relationships last a lifetime. And yeah, it's a special place, and it's a little bit weird coming back, I'm not going to lie, but again, we had a job to do, and I'm a little bit relieved it's over, and maybe we'll not put them on the schedule for at least a couple more years.
All right.
Do you want to move on to the next one and we both talk about it, or?
Yeah. What? So this is Emily.
Yeah,
Now?
she talked about the meeting that they had pregame and just kind of what that meant.
It's always good to see him. We've got a good relationship, so just kind of catching up. But prior to today, we've been catching up from a distance, so we don't give each other too much information. So it'll be good to talk to him after and be able to just communicate a little differently now.
I think a lot of that is obviously a good relationship and the culture, and Gary continued the Jason Hamilton culture and built upon it. I mean, Hamilton established a really nice culture here, and probably doesn't get enough credit for it before he left to get into coaching or be an assistant. What was it at Notre Dame? He went to be an assistant.
Yeah,
and then I think he's actually back in Greenville now. But you have him. You have Gary. Obviously, did a fantastic job. So I think you by having Emily as the coach, it allows the thread of what has been built to continue. You're gonna be really impressed with this. I watched the first half and the Maeve English interview at halftime.
Nice. I am proud. You stayed up pretty late. How did Maeve do at
And then
halftime? Obviously, I went, so I didn't see any of.
She did great. Yeah,
Maeve.
Maeve
I
did
saw her,
fantastic.
but
Yeah, I like the young guy that does the games. When I've been asked to do soccer, I say no. Use this guy, Zach Burley, and he's getting work in the ACC.
There you go.
Does he ever help the P-man? Hell no. Nobody ever does after I help them. But that's fine.
Dang,
I'm not a
shots
taker.
fired.
I'm a giver. I'm not a taker. I just give and give and give and get nothing but grief. That's my plight. That's my plight in this world. I was not rooting for Gary last night.
I was not.
Not
I
at
did
all.
wish him the best, and when I spoke to him after, quick
No,
talk
I
after
would not have wished him the best.
No, you're not wishing him the best in his career.
No. Take your can back to Raleigh, bucko. By the way, I love this player, Gutierrez. I
Isabella
love
Gutierrez.
her athleticism. God, what an athlete she is.
Yeah, she's always been solid. But I think she came on really strong the second half of last year, and really, I think she's picking up where she left off a year ago. Obviously, she gets credited with the goal last night on the PK, but I just thought overall had a really good game. She does such a good job in that midfielder role where she is good offensively and defensively, and it takes such a good skill set to play there. She's good with the ball at her feet, and is very good at defending without fouling. So I definitely think she can be one of the faces of this program moving forward.
All right, let's see. Our top five at 5.
Number three.
They only said it twice. Number 3.
Bad news on the ECU basketball front. Earlier today, Mike Schwartz joined Hoist the Colors and Stephen Igo and announced that Dahi Quinn will most likely miss the entirety of the upcoming basketball season. Here's Coach Schwartz.
Unfortunately, he suffered an injury playing with his national team this summer. He was fortunate enough to be in the Ireland national program and one of the better players in that program. And he just unfortunately suffered an injury while he was in another country playing this summer. And so we will, because of the time he will miss, he will not end up playing this season.
Obviously a blow to the program. I know Coach was really impressed with him. The staff was really impressed with him. I talked to some people who'd seen practices, and maybe Quinn didn't stand out as much in the people I talked to's minds as it did the coaching staff's minds. But it is a guy that obviously is good enough to play for the Irish national team on some level. So I mean, he's a talent. I'd heard this right before we went on hiatus that this had happened. So I mean, it's been a minute since this has happened. It's brutal news, and you just hate the fact that now they'll have to be, because weren't they touting him as a shooter?
Yeah.
Wasn't that what they were touting him at? So I mean, you got to have people step up and make shots on the roster, and that's the issue. That's the issue with ECU basketball. Can somebody make shots, and we'll see if somebody can make shots. I hate it for the kid though, but I also wonder why. I just think so much. And look, I don't know if this kid's getting any NIL money, some NIL money, none. But I mean, in this day and age, again, where it's all transactional, if you're investing in a kid, I think you can't let him go do this. I mean, this could have happened anytime, I suppose, but just, don't have him go out and do that. I don't know. That's just kind of my opinion on it.
Yeah, it's a little frustrating, but I think it's something that I think we forget about, especially as Americans. That's such a large part of sports internationally. Playing
You don't
for
have colleges.
Yeah,
They don't have colleges. They have pro feeders, and it's a big deal to play for your national team as a result of it.
Yeah, and that's a lot of it. So, you're talking about European and, at the soccer level. So that's something we obviously don't get as much here. I think so maybe we get a little more frustrated when it happens. You go back to the Four Nations this year. Obviously, there were some NHL players that suffered injuries in there. Somebody's going to get hurt in the Olympics. It is what it is in Milan coming up in February. And, there's going to be some NHL fans ticked off. But it is what it is. But, it puts the players in a tough spot because who are we to tell them not to go represent their country? But also, to your point, you make this financial commitment to a young man. You expect him to be on the field, on the pitch, on the court, whatever it may be.
Faux.
I like
that. Faux.
There we go.
Yep.
All right. Scotty Scheffler wins again yesterday, becomes the first player not named Tiger Woods to have back-to-back seasons with 5 consecutive wins on the PGA Tour.
Anytime your name gets dropped in the same name or same sentence as Tiger Woods, you're doing something pretty historic.
Yeah, you are.
Scheffler also just seems like he's just getting started. That's the other thing.
Yeah, I think it's going to get I'm going to say worse. Not worse for Scheffler, but worse for the competition and worse for could he be bad for golf almost? I hate to say that, but some people I've already talked to is like, I don't want to watch golf because Scotty's going to kick everybody's butt. It's like watching, Richard Petty back in the 60s just lap the field.
I did not take any action on Scott. I saw the odds yesterday before, and everybody was plus money, including Scheffler. McIntyre was the betting favorite at 175. Everybody else was plus money. I should have jumped all over that. McIntyre, please. Now, Scotty had the shot of the weekend. What was it, on 16 where he got up and down, or was it 17?
I know which shot you're talking about, though.
And that basically, I think it was 16 because he was up 2 then with 2 to go, I think. But point is, he won it there. That's the shot he made that won the tournament. Now, before that, Pilk, the shot of the weekend was John Rahm sticking it in about a foot from the hole in Indianapolis on that goat trail they were playing there that was soaked for the Live Tour. And essentially he knocked that down, shot 60 with the 1-foot putt, didn't win the tournament, but won the $18 million season championship. So just from that reason, Rahm shoots a 60 and he won $18 million. That's the shot of the weekend because Rahm is $18 million richer as a result.
Scotty's shot definitely won him some money, but not to the level.
It was a hell of a shot. It was, but no, it wasn't as rewarding a shot, let's just say. But no, what Scheffler's doing is, like I said, if you're mentioning him in the name of Tiger, it's pretty historic stuff.
Yeah,
and this feels, as I just said, this doesn't feel, the Spieth thing felt a little tenuous. Remember when he
like a roller coaster? It was like one of those what goes up must come down, and you didn't know how high it was going to go up, but you knew it was going to fall.
And even, Brooksy felt a little, is this sustainable?
Rory was the last guy that it felt like maybe when he
went a long time without winning.
He did.
A major. Long time.
But could you imagine being John Rahm? You're getting paid $18 million to whack a ball in a gopher hole, as Robin Williams would say.
Well, do you know what the key phrase to that is?
What?
$18 million.
Yeah, buddy.
All right.
5.
We're going to stick to golf here. Got a lot of football news, but we've punted that till tomorrow, pun intended. Scotty Scheffler, Xander Schauffele, J.J. Spahn, Russell Henley, Harris English, and Bryson DeChambeau are the first 6 players named to the United States Ryder Cup roster.
Well, they all got in on merit, correct?
They did. So not
so no surprise.
Yeah.
Right, no surprise there. The big thing to me will be, and this is going to be the Wednesday, next Wednesday, a week from Wednesday. Does Keegan Bradley pick himself? I say he should.
The way he's played this summer, he should. It's not the ideal thing to do, and the tough thing is if you do that, you've really got to trust your co-captains because you can't walk around as much. Now, if he does pick himself, I would guess he would probably only play one match probably until the final day with the pairings.
Maybe.
But,
Right.
Keegan has played could you say this has been the best year of Keegan's career?
I don't know if it's that, but I do know he's played pretty damn well.
Yeah.
And if we're picking the remaining 6 best, especially with some of those names you just mentioned who, we'll see how they do when the bright lights shine. To me, I think you put yourself in that position. It's on me. You're young enough to do. It's not like he's beyond his prime.
Yeah, this is not a 65-year-old guy
Right.
who's playing on the Champions Tour.
Or even a
losing to Bernhard
50-year-old
Langer
guy
every
or a
week.
45-year-old guy. Right, exactly. Now, the last guy to do this, Pilk, as the captain, to play as the captain was who?
Ooh. Was it Fred Couples?
Arnold Palmer.
Oh, wow.
No,
it's been
Arnold
that long.
Palmer. That's how long. It's in the 60s when Arnie was
Yeah.
the captain. So this is pretty historic territory. But I say let Keegan play. Let Keegan play.
Let's do it.
And his aunt was a hell of a golfer. All right. Top 5 at 5. A lot of football tomorrow, you say?
Yeah, there's just been some stuff going on, some quarterback news, all that. But I wanted to be specific ECU today, and we had 2 golf stories. Thought I'd pair them together, And some stuff could break between now and then that could mix it up. But as of now, if we would teleport 24 hours, got some little bit of American football.
All right, so when we come back, we've got interviews that you did, Pilk, and Dom did during Media Day?
Yep.
Okay. Don't sound so excited about it.
We gave
All
Dom
right,
the higher tech mic. His sounds better.
Really?
He's got
I thought
newer
yours sounded
iPhone.
good.
Mine sounded good. Chris had the newer iPhone, man. Dan bought me semi-bougie mics for my old iPhone. He bought those guys really bougie mics for their new iPhones,
Is that right?
Yeah.
How many damn mics we got floating around this thing? All right, who are we going to hear from when we come back?
The coaches, you name them, we got them.
Well, let's do the coordinators when we come back. All right, Patrick Johnson's show continues after this timeout.
The team of Flatlands Jessup is working overtime to help ensure that Eastern North Carolinians like you get the health insurance help you need this open enrollment period. New legislation passed meaning more people than ever qualify for affordable coverage. Let us help you today.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville. 2 real burgers, better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers.
Big tax credits are back. Get a 30% tax credit, up to $2,000 off your new Mitsubishi electric heat pump install. Let Comfort Master help you take advantage of the tax credits with a qualifying Mitsubishi electric ducted heat pump or non-ducted Mitsubishi electric mini splits. Mitsubishi electric mini splits are ideal for bonus rooms, garages, or sunrooms. If you need a new HVAC unit, call Comfort Master today.
Call Comfort Master. Call Comfort Master.
You know what the problem is with standard belts? Usually you have to choose between too tight or the opposite, too loose. But with Anson Belt and Buckle, you don't have to choose. We got rid of the holes and instead have a track system designed for micro-adjustability. That way you can enjoy a perfect fit every time. Anson Belt and Buckle. Find your perfect fit today.
Healthwise Pharmacy rounds the bases with all of your infusion, retail, compounding, and medical equipment needs. Locally owned and operated by pharmacist Marcy Parker, Healthwise has grown to be your most trusted provider for infusion services. Currently providing in-home or on-site infusions in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. Visit Healthwise Pharmacy at 615B South Memorial Drive or call 252-295-0059 to speak to a patient service representative to find the option that best suits your needs.
In this age of globalization, we've learned that bigger isn't always better. Ever tried to get phone help from a big corporation from a real person? Right. That's what's so nice about Phelps Chevrolet. After more than 50 years serving our community, Phelps remains family-owned and operated. Mike, Daryl, Wave, West, Allen, and Clay deliver hometown service and integrity, same as always. They share your experience, they share your values, and they are ready to help with any motoring need. Come get you one.
Tired of the 1-800 numbers advertising Medicare products? Flatlands Jessup has 6 offices all throughout eastern North Carolina. You get face-to-face help from our local award-winning licensed team. Stop by today. Flatlands Jessup, your whole world covered.
Oh, hey. Welcome back.
Oh, look who's back reporting for duty.
You got here just in time.
Holy nuts, man.
This is the Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
All right, Monday, PJ Show. We've got tomorrow, Blake Harrell will be with us. Exclusive one-on-one interview we'll have for you. And we'll also tomorrow have, or Wednesday, have Amanda Kristovich with us here. We were trying to lock that down earlier. I've not heard back from her, but she said she would do it. We just got to get Wednesday works, and we just got to kind of lock all that down and how we're going to communicate with her. And then Joe Giglio will be our guest on Thursday from the OG Podcast. Of course, he'll be part of the Podcast Fest, the Sports Podcast Fest that is going on in Raleigh this weekend. All right, let's hear from the coordinators. We had Media Day for ECU football on Monday, and we thought since the guys did such a fantastic job of these one-on-one interviews, we would have an opportunity for you all to hear them today. Why don't we start with the offense first? And John David Baker, Pilk. Let's hear from JDB. Which one of you young fellers interviewed Baker, Coach Baker?
Sorry to hear for the audience. You have to listen to me instead of Dom on this one. Actually, I got both the coordinators, so it's going to be a Pilk segment. Sorry.
What's wrong with that? Why do you think that's so bad? I think it's
they
fine.
already hear me. I like when Dom's on the show. It's been
I think we're going to lose.
That's the kind of stuff he says, though.
That's true. He did not say that the other day. At least as far as I know, I was not with him. Chris and he were paired together. I was paired with Cecilia. So maybe Dom just started going up to the coaches and like, hey, coach, I think we're going to lose next week. So
I think we're going to lose.
I hope he didn't. All right, let's hear from Philip the Ref Pilkington with John David Baker.
All right, I'm here with offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach John David Baker. Coach Baker, how's it going? You made it through your second camp in a Pirate uniform. How's it feel?
We survived the heat. I feel like we got off easy with the weather we've had during fall camp. But no, it's been good. Really excited about where we're at. We're in a good spot health-wise, but I feel like we got a lot of pieces to the puzzle. We just got to continue to put them all together and make sure we put a good product on the field.
I want to talk about Mike Wright for a second. This is, in the era of college football right now, it seems like a lot of young men are chasing playing time and they're chasing the biggest NIL. And now, obviously, I'm not 100% sure what Mike's being paid, and it's none of my business at the end of the day, but I'm sure, this is not a Power 5 school, and this is Caton's job. So what does that just speak of his character, and what has he brought to this team here coming down, transferring from the P4 level down to a place that he probably will maybe see less playing time than he did a year ago?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing about Mike, and my favorite thing, is Mike wanted to go somewhere where he could go win. He wanted to be a part of a winning culture and a winning program because like Mike is one of those people that if you ask me how would you describe Mike Wright, Mike's a winner. You just point blank he is. Problem for Mike is that Mike's never been a part of a winning program. He's never gone to a bowl game, never played in a bowl game, and so Mike wanted to be a part of that. Whatever that meant for him, as far as what his role was, he didn't care. He just wanted to come be a part of it. And so I love Mike, and I couldn't be more thankful that Mike's a part of our football team.
And looking at the offense as a whole, this is kind of the second year of your system, and there's some turnover, but overall a lot of, especially the offensive skill positions, it's mostly the same guys. Do you feel like you are able to install things quicker this year just due to the continuity, I guess?
Definitely. And the big piece of that is just having the quarterback back. Having Caton back makes it so much easier. You're able to put more on some of these skill guys because the quarterback can handle it, and that's not always the case. But Caton can, and so you mix that with the staff continuity, having the entire staff back on offense. It's allowed us to move quicker and making sure we're able to do some new things, but also staying true to our core and the things that we believe in that made us really successful a year ago.
You mentioned, I can't remember if it was earlier this week or last week, how important the tight end position is in this offense, how this system has produced a Mackey Award winner. And
I know you guys can't give too many details as if we're concerned as the media right now. We think you guys know who your top 2 are, and you're kind of got some guys duking it out for that 3rd spot. What is it going to take? Because you guys do run some 3 tight end personnel, especially in goal line situation, or at least you did a year ago. What are you looking for in that tight end room out of those guys to be the number 3 guy? Because number 3 guy is going to see some playing time in such a
absolutely.
offense.
I mean, every year I've been in this offense, we've gotten to that 3rd, 4th guy just because that room is a lot like it's a lot like the running back room. Like, you're going to get some dings, and you're going to lose a guy for a game or 2. But it's huge. He's got to be versatile. We put a lot on those guys. They got to block, in the core. They got to block out on the perimeter. They got to catch the football. They got to do all these type of things. And so for us, you got to be a guy that's versatile. You got to be smart because we're moving you all over the field. And so those are the things that we look for. And we do. I think we've got 2 or 3 guys that can step into that role and probably look a little different if they were in the game, but still they can go in there and operate and do the things that are necessary for us to win.
Obviously, Raheem Jeter's the number 2 guy right now in this offense, and it seems like just at camp and what we can see at practice, he just looks so much more comfortable than he did at this point a year ago. What do you think has changed? Is it a mindset thing? Is it a skill set thing with him? Because he really looks like he's developing into a true college quarterback.
Yeah, no, I couldn't be more proud of where Raheem's at. I think the biggest thing is for him, he's gotten so much more decisive, and he's got an urgency to get the ball out of his hand. That's the thing that he's done such a great job to this point in training camp is just he knows exactly where to go with the ball. And so when you got a quarterback that knows where to go with the ball, all of a sudden you're going to look at him differently because they're like, dang, he looks like he knows what he's doing, and he does. And so really, really happy where he's at and just got to continue to progress him and get him ready to play.
Well, thank you for your time, Coach Baker, and best of luck this season.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.
Hey, man, good to see you.
All right, that was good, Pilk.
Thank you.
I thought that was great. It was an outstanding interview.
It was fun.
Great stuff.
I enjoy getting to talk to the coaches, and they're especially the ones, and I enjoy the coordinators too, but we see them a lot. I really enjoy talking to some of these other coaches that we don't get to see as much and talk to as much. It's just a great staff. They're all great dudes, and we're still getting to know Coach Aldridge, who we're about to hear from, but JDB's great, and it's always a good time media day.
Let's hear from Coach Josh Aldridge now, who's in his first year as the defensive coordinator for the Pirates, and our Philip the Ref Pilkington spoke with him.
I'm here with new defensive coordinator and inside linebackers coach Josh Aldridge. Coach Aldridge, first off, welcome to Greenville. Are you getting settled in pretty well?
Yeah. I've been here since January, really December. I was with the team for the bowl game. Yeah. I wasn't coaching in it, but I was with them, so just kind of filling out the players and things like that. So I got my family here and all settled in, man.
Well, obviously you're working with a defensive-minded head coach.
Yeah.
And, so you guys, I know he said for him at first it was a little tough for him to step back into that head coaching role and not as be as hands-on with the defense. Does he ever watch the offense at practice, or do you kind of have to kick him over to the offensive?
I don't see him as much at practice. I see him, he spends more time with us in film. I think he spends more time with them on the field. But man, a lot of people run from that, being whether it be an OC working for an offensive coach or being a DC for a defensive coach, I welcome it. I think it's great. He's got a lot of great ideas to help me, and so I'm really enjoying it.
You bring a really interesting style of football. I know we can't get too into the X's and O's because this is obviously going to be public, but you like to do a lot of different things up front. You got a multiple front. You got that interesting star position.
Yeah.
Can we talk a little bit about that? Because it seems like from what we've seen in our limited access we get at practice that there are different styles of bodies in that room. So is there a specific type of guy that's got to play that, or are you guys just looking for all different types of
so I think, I think that goes along with your other thing about being multiple up front. We've always called that guy a star. Some people call him a Sam, some people call him a nickel. We like calling him a star because year to year that may be more of a nickel body. Year to year that might be more of a linebacker body, more of a safety body. Just really what can help us get the best 11 on the field and adjust accordingly. I think that's similar to the rush, but some years that guy's more of a true defensive end. Some years that guy's more of an outside linebacker, that star room, I'm really excited about the multiple things we can do with that group for sure.
And you're obviously working with the inside linebackers. Yeah. This year you guys take on Sam Danka. Danka has played, I think he started as like a corner here. He's been an edge rusher. Yeah. He's played so many different positions. He's an interesting body type because he's so long. He's a freak of an athlete. So do you feel like that he has finally found his home with that will position?
Yes, I think he's really comfortable. I think it's the best of both worlds where he can still rush the passer but use his length in areas, dropping back. It's easier when you have a guy like that playing linebacker to move him around and get him in different spots than it is if he's just an outside linebacker like a rush or something, because that guy doesn't do those things consistently. So really pleased with Sam, and I think he's going to have a really good year.
You guys welcome back Tegan Wilk. Obviously, it's no one you've ever coached before, but he has been in a Pirate uniform. What does he bring as far as just an intelligence and a leadership side? I mean, the kid's 23. I shouldn't call him a kid. They're all young men, but he's 23, 24 years old. And is he really a coach on the field like everybody says he is?
For sure. I got a unique perspective of Tegan because I actually was one of the guys recruiting Tegan when he was coming out of high school when I was at Liberty. So I've known Tegan a long time, and he's just so impressive of what he retains over the years. Even if we call it something now that he did at a school he went to previously or something maybe he did when he was a freshman, he can correlate that and say, well, we used to call it this, now we call it that, or we used to do it this way, now we do it that. He picks things up like that really quickly. So just teaching him is really fun because it happens really quick.
Well, thank you for your time, Coach, and best of luck this season.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
All right, that's Josh Aldridge with our Philip the Rep Pilkington. Stay tuned. We'll have more interviews from Media Day, Patrick Johnson's show here on 94.3 The Game, as we get you ready for Pirate football opening the season a week from Thursday at NC State. All right, back with more on the Patrick Johnson show right after this.
This is about you, your family, and the health of all who live in Eastern North Carolina. This is about the transformation of a health system into something more powerful and more human, about creating new ways to treat disease and keep you well. This is about ECU Health, which is to say, it's really all about you. ECU Health. Minds, hearts, purpose.
You have a choice when you invest in insurance, and when you choose First State Insurance Advisors, you're working with people you can trust. Clark Stallings has deep ties in the community. His team, including Keaton Smith, Regina Asby, Phil Leva, Max Joyner Jr., Max Joyner III, and Ginger Smith, provides knowledgeable and professional advice. First State Insurance Advisors is an independent insurance agency. They offer all types of personal insurance as well as various types for business. Call or email First State Insurance Advisors today. We want to be your trusted choice agency.
At Parker's Barbecue, our family has been serving your family for 3 generations.
For that, we say thank you.
Blessing families every Thursday. Kids eat free all day. That's the Parker's way.
Legendary food served from our 3 locations. Always quick, always delicious. That's the Parker's way.
At Parker's, our mission is to impact our customers through Christ-like service in a way that feeds them both physically and spiritually. That is the Parker's way.
Acre Station Meat Farm, along with Lane Angus Beef, bring you Farm to Fork Beef.
Stock your freezers now with affordable beef boxes, just in time for the grilling season.
Farm to Fork Beef brings quality local beef to your family. From your traditional butcher shop, Acre Station Meat Farm. Come on down to Acre Station Meat Farm and find out why we're #1 in fresh cuts and friendly service.
Acre Station Meat Farm, Highway 32 North, Pinetown.
Storm season is approaching. North Carolina weather can damage your roof, and before long, a small leak can turn into a big problem. Your home is one of your biggest investments, so protect it with Wells Home Improvements.
We work with all insurance companies for a hassle-free roof installation experience. Call us today and get 10% off your roof installation when you mention this commercial.
252-227-8403 or visit us online at wellshomeimprovements.com. Wells Home Improvements. Local, honest, dependable.
Listen up. He's talking now.
Sorry, thought we were vibing.
The Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
Okay, welcome back. We got Philip Pilkington and Dom Kasulki. They were out with our head coaches and, or rather, coordinators and assistant coaches.
I think we're going to lose.
We'll hear from, oh, come on, Dom. We'll hear from the players tomorrow. Hey, Pilk, what would be, I'm going to kind of let you guide. I actually watched both of your interviews when they were posted on social over the weekend, so I knew they were, the coordinator interviews were pretty darn good. But I'm just wondering, Pilk, because I didn't watch all of them. I watched more of the player stuff. Where do we go now? Where do you want to go, Pilk?
I'll be honest with you, I haven't listened to some of Dom's, so I'd like to hear some of Dom's. If you just look at ones that are the longer doesn't always mean better, but it means the coach are a little more talkative. The one with Coach Maddox and Coach Roberts were the longer of the two. Coach
right,
Roberts is always really
you,
funny. So
why don't you introduce that one to the people then with our own Dom? Or does Dom introduce him?
I haven't, like I said, I haven't even gone back and listened to it yet. But
okay.
Last
well, you
time,
set it up
this way. Last time I interviewed Coach Roberts, Malcolm looked at me and did this. It was when I was filling in for you the day you were sick during the bowl presentation. Because Coach Roberts is a lot of fun. So our own Dom Kasulki on Saturday at at ECU Media Day, sat down with wide receivers coach Dyrell Roberts.
A veterans coach now your third year here as the wide receivers coach. Yes, how have things changed for you having to work with a lot of different guys this offseason and a little bit of a different coaching regime?
For me, I mean, I guess this year I'm more comfortable now, I guess, because I won't say I wasn't comfortable last year, but last year I was the somewhat older, tenured guy on the staff as an offense, but I wasn't a part of the new regime kind of coming in because the guys that came in, like I said, I love working with them, but they were kind of handpicked by JDB, and I was kind of, fortunate enough to kind of get a chance and, interview with JDB and everything, and we hit it off great. So I was very thankful for that for sure. But, this going into this year, like, I done been around everybody for a while now, so the camaraderie is great. I love working with these guys. Like I love everything about Coach JDB as the leader of the offense and everything, and all the pieces that we have as a coaching staff. Man, we gel well together. Like kids, wives, everybody. I mean, everybody is in a great space with the camaraderie and everything. So I'm super thankful and I'm super blessed to be here, man. I can't say it enough.
Well, I'm happy to hear that. Has there been a specific focus in the offseason for the wide receivers group, like something to get better at?
For me, it's just the details. It's the details and consistency, man. That's the main thing. It's like I'm fortunate to be around some really good players. I'm fortunate to have a really good room, great energy. We all pushing for each other. It's everybody's selfless. Everybody just wants to see the team win, wants to see their brothers be successful for sure. But it's just a matter of being very detailed in everything we do and being consistent. Like we left some things on the bone last year. And don't get me wrong, it was a decent year. It was. We did what we needed to do, especially after year one of going, the 2-10 year of not being what the Pirates are used to or accustomed to by any means. But just taking my guys to that next level. It's like, okay, everyone knows you're good now. Like everyone knows you got some talent, you can do some things, all that good stuff. Can you be consistent and can you be super detailed in your game to take your game from good to great? Because that's really what it is. It's not all the teams are good, all the team has good players. It's just a matter of who's running their plays, their scheme, to the executing it to the finest little details. That's really the difference between winning and losing games, making the play or not making the play. So just keeping my guys, just making sure they don't get bored doing the little things right every single play. Because if you do, you're going to get beat. And I think, having Anthony, having Yannick, guys that, I guess Anthony is an old guy, Yannick is not, but they played a lot of football. So they understand what I'm saying, and they now know how minute details can literally get you beat, and it can be the difference of scoring a touchdown and throwing an interception. You know what I mean? And I think we've learned from that last year, and the new guys that kind of came in the room, I think they've been able to kind of just fit into the room and do, just kind of know, like, okay, this is what coach is always saying. Clearly it had to have happened last year. Something happened, so I need to listen to this, and I need to make sure that I'm locked in on the little details so that I can take my game and fit in the way it needs to be fit in.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Anthony and Yannick, those are some of your top guys now. You lost Chase Sowell, lost Winston Wright. So how have they, grown as leaders? And then has there been anyone that stepped up outside of those two?
Really, I mean, Anthony really has always been a leader. he leads a little different. I mean, he's not, he's always got good energy, so he's not the one that's gonna be, getting all in your face, cussing, all that. Like he's not that type of leader, but quite frankly, I don't personally feel like I have to have that in my room because I do enough of it. You know what I mean? So they get it from me, but then Anthony comes to and gives them positive reinforcements, and same thing. Even when I got to get on him, it's amazing because I can be super hard on him and Yannick because they are the two returning guys that played a lot. But it doesn't. Even when I'm down on them, they relay it. They relay it to the other guys that's in the room in the way that kind of helps me and helps them also. Like, look, man, learn from my mistake. Like, coach is getting on me because I've been in this situation. I did it. I should have known better. Like, I should know not to do these things. So just take the coach and whoever he's talking to me, talking to Yannick, talking to whoever, take the coach and understand that it's constructive criticism. It's not him personally coming at you. It's not him personally not liking you. Like, I love everybody in my room. I recruited every last one of them. You know what I mean? So it's not that I don't want you here, but it is a standard that's been set, and you're either going to meet that standard or surpass it, because we're not going to go under it. If you go under it, I'm sorry, but you'll be standing next to me out there, or you'll be in the bleachers undressed. So, I mean, but again, I'm a straight shooter, man. They know I'm a straight shooter. They know I'm going to tell it exactly like it is. That's what I wanted as a player, and I pride myself in trying to be exactly the type of coach that I would have, liked to play for back in my day. So. That's kind of how I do things. Yannick, I rely on him to be a leader at times, and he does do a good job because Yannick has a strong personality. Yeah. So he is more like me to the point where he will get up in your face if he needs to, but at the same time, the group is really good young men, so no one really has to do that. Sometimes I got to lose my cool sometimes. Sometimes I do, you know what I mean? But it's not an everyday deal. Yeah. My guys love football. They come to work every day. They prepare like they love football. They do what they need to do, and every last one of them jokers want to be great. Yeah. And that right there is a coach's dream. Like I said, it makes my job a heck of a lot easier than what it could be. That's for sure.
Well, last question. Any certain expectations for the group as a whole? I know we're still 2 weeks from the season.
Man, my expectation is just for us to play our game every week. Play our game, be detail-oriented, be consistent, make the plays that's there to be making, and help our team be successful on Saturday, Thursdays, whenever we play. You know what I mean? I just want us to go out, no matter who we playing, play our game, make our plays, be detailed, and understand we take care of the little things, the big things is gonna come. Yep. That's my main. I don't have a number goal, a certain number of touchdowns, none of that type stuff. Man, I'm about winning. Yep. I want to win. That's what I want to do. That's who I was as a player, and that's who I am as a coach. I want to win. If we do that, everything else will take care of itself.
I got you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, bro.
He was an outstanding receiver at Virginia Tech in his time there. Do we have time for mathematics, or is that too lengthy? I think we ought to get a break. It's going to be too lengthy.
Even if we doubled up our breaks at the end, it would still be too lengthy.
Okay. Well, let's hit a break. We'll come back, and Pilk will pick out something that we can put in the final segment that'll be interesting, if there is anything. And if not, we'll just get you ready for the shows the rest of the week. But good stuff from Media Day for the Pirates. We continue on here on the Patrick Johnson Show on this Monday afternoon.
Cash in your trade-in at Greenville Toyota. Get a huge offer when you trade. Then save big on a brand new Corolla, just $229 a month. Or get a Tacoma, just $319 a month. Secure your Toyota now at Greenville Toyota.
Your confidence makes everything look good. You see the world in vivid color, not black and white. Swing through your neighborhood Fantastic Sam's Cut in Color. And let our experienced stylists take you from everyday to extraordinary.
Fantastic Sam's hair salons are locally owned and operated. Our full-service salons are conveniently located in Goldsboro, Kinston, Greenville, New Bern, Jacksonville, and Calabash. Stop in today at Fantastic Sam's, where the possibilities are endless.
You know what the problem is with standard belts? Usually you have to choose between too tight or the opposite, too loose. But with Anson Belt & Buckle, you don't have to choose. We got rid of the holes and instead have a track system designed for micro-adjustability. That way you can enjoy a perfect fit every time. Anson Belt & Buckle. Find your perfect fit today.
Daughtridge Gas and Oil has been your dependable propane supplier for 95 years. Their trained technicians can service and properly install all your propane and natural gas appliances. Plus, Daughtridge Gas and Oil is your backyard expert with fire pits, grills, smokers, and more, including quality outdoor furniture at their Greenville Patio and Hearth Shop at 1901 Charles Boulevard. Go by and see the knowledgeable staff at Daughtridge Gas and Oil for propane delivery or call 756-1345.
Other restaurants claim their food is fresh and fast, but are they friendly? At Moore's, you're treated like family the minute you walk into their doors. With locations in Winterville, New Bern, Swansboro, Morehead City, and Jacksonville. We've been practicing what we preach since 1945. At Moore's, our barbecue is slow cooked and smoked over real wood daily until it's so tender it's falling off the bone. Combined with our fresh chicken, cooked-to-order seafood, and homemade fixins, we're sure you'll agree. If it's not Moore's, it's less.
Turn your car into cash at Greenville Toyota. Cash in your trade-in today. Then get new Camry just $249 a month, or drive a new RAV4 $319 a month. At Greenville Toyota, where our volume saves you money.
And now, the stunning conclusion.
Why is everyone screaming?
On 94.3 The Game.
All right, Patrick Johnson Show. We'll play Maddox tomorrow, maybe, or one of these days.
I would
this
like
week.
to get to Maddox. Yeah, what everybody's got to say, especially O-line.
You know, it's a tradition unlike any other, too. Say that again.
I said a little bit of a turnover on the offensive line, so it'd be good to hear from him.
And then the tradition, unlike any other, is we hear our annual. We hear from Roy Tesh, and we got to have that at some point this week.
We can have that as well.
It's the only time we ever hear from him.
So we'll get Coach Tesh. We'll get all the. Let's see. Do we have time for? We don't have time for Coach Tesh either. He's too long.
That's fine. I mean, we can do it. I mean, we got what 5 minutes left in the show.
Yeah.
So somebody who's like a 2 or 3 minute interview.
Yeah, we got a 2.5 with Rodney Freeman, the running backs coach. So I was
Hit it.
Run with him. Here we go. Rodney Freeman, running backs coach, and our own Dom Kasulki.
Here as the running backs coach, how has the offseason been without Rajay Harris?
It's been good. It's been good, man. Of course, anytime you lose a guy with that leadership and those type of production that he brought to our program is always hard, you know. But being able to have some older guys in the room that also got to sit and watch Rajay kind of learn how to lead and what it's supposed to look like, I think it's been solid, and we're excited to see those guys perform.
Has the group been gelling well together, or have you been doing any exercises to get them, outside of camp together?
Absolutely, absolutely. Like when this whole group got together in January, we definitely spent some time outside of the football building together as well. But I think bringing in those guys and understanding like, hey, they're all coming in to compete for a job and compete for a way to help the Pirates win football games. I think they've all embraced it, and I don't think it's been any kind of jealousy or anything like that. You know, I think they're all good guys and all guys that want to win and compete, and they know at the running back spot it takes more than one guy. You know, and it's going to be a long season, and for us to keep those guys healthy, we're going to need those guys, multiple guys, to be able to play at a high level.
Yeah, well, like you said, more than one guy, so it kind of seems like it would be more of a committee. You had London Montgomery as well as Marlon Gunn. That's a really good 1-2 punch. What are you kind of expecting from them?
For sure as well, man, and London Montgomery's done a great job, and we're excited for him to take off this year where he left off last year. Same thing with Marlon. He's healthier this year, and also transfers in Parker Jenkins, a guy that's played real games at the University of Houston. Now he's here that has a good resume, and then even DeJuan Lacey, a kid that is coming from junior college, that's trying to transfer in and find his role here. And even redshirt freshman TJ Engelman's done a good job, and he has an argument that he deserves some snaps too. So I think those guys are all doing well, and we're excited to see how it all plays out.
Well, obviously early in the season, without starting yet, just almost less than 2 weeks away. Do you have any certain expectations for the group or just the team as a whole?
For us as a group, we just, number one, we got to protect the football. It starts there, and we got to do a great job of taking advantage of light boxes and running the football. And also, I challenge those guys every day of being a good teammate and playing harder with the ball when the ball's not in their hands. So that's my challenge to those guys every day, and I think the rest will take care of itself.
Well, thank you so much.
Absolutely appreciate it.
All right, good stuff there from Dom Kasulki. Good job, Dom. You and Pilk and Chris and Cecilia did a fantastic job.
It was fun, and it allowed me to miss the first half of the Panthers game, which hindsight being 2020 was probably a good thing. There were probably some pillows and remotes in my house that are thankful of that. How bad the Stars played.
The quarterbacking situation, who'd they sign?
Bryce Perkins, UFL.
Yeah.
MVP. Was he the kid that was at Virginia a few years back? The long-haired kid. Was that him?
I think he was. Let me see. Bryce Perkins, right?
Yeah.
That sounds right. But he was in the UFL, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was the MVP in the UFL. I do.
He was
know
with
that.
the Rams.
Okay,
right?
that's right. Yep.
He was with the Rams. Was it Virginia he was with? Arizona State, Arizona Western, and Virginia.
Okay, I remember.
And he signed with the Rams as an unrestricted free. When was he at Virginia? Was that?
I want to say like COVID era, maybe. Let's look it up.
Was it COVID era, or was he there the year they had that terrible shooting? And
oh, maybe. Let's see.
And no, it was COVID. Perkins transferred to Virginia. This was pre-COVID.
Okay,
actually.
he was 2018 and 2019 is when he was there.
Yeah. They won 8 and 9 games with him.
Yeah, they were pretty good those couple years, man. I remember he's a dual threat quarterback. He's not extremely fast, but he moves with purpose. He moves well. He's got some speed, but he's not, not Lamar.
Sure, well, yeah. But, they don't need him to. They just need him to be able to do something if, God forbid, they have to go to him and something happens with Bryce.
Because Jack Plummer ain't it, baby.
No. They had nowhere to go. I heard a little bit of Zoki calling that. It sounded like somebody was driving nails into his feet.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I haven't talked to Zoke this week, and I'm sure he ain't real happy after that trip to Houston. We never played good in Houston. Lost Super Bowl there.
No.
Oh, crap. We got 8 seconds. I'll let you close it out. Go ahead.
All right. We'll see you in the morning and then back here tomorrow at 5 o'clock with Blake Harrell.